Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make some seed packets. I had a request from Stacy Here We Grow Again on YouTube, and she wanted to know if I could show her how to make some. So I came up with a whole bunch of different ways to make this. So I'm going to start out with the easy ones and then work my way up. You do not need any type of like special tools besides like a ruler, pair of scissors. Sorry, I got a new stand and it's gonna be weird, but a pencil and a X-Acto knife if you want to put a cutout in here, and I'm gonna show you what to do with that. So you'll need a utility knife. I have a mini one that I got from Hobby Lobby, like, I don't know, 5 years ago, but they're only like $1.99 for a 2-pack, and if they have their Paper Studio stuff on sale for 50 cents or 50% off, then you get 2 of them for $1 and they're like 50 cents a piece, and I like having the little one. And then you'll need like a bone folder, which I have not a real bone folder, but this is like a Teflon thing that I got from one of my old jobs. A bone folder, or like you can actually use the handle of your scissors or a back of a butter knife. Don't use the serrated part. So I'm going to try to make this as short as possible, but I cannot guarantee anything. So I made a template. I'll actually show you guys how to make a template after I get through this one, because I came up with a different one. I just didn't make it. This one is as easy as it's gonna get from me to make, unless you print it off, which I actually printed out some that I had bought off of Etsy, and I will show you what those look like. And I actually found one that was only 99 cents, and you get like 4 or 5 different types, so stay tuned. So this one anyways, I looked up on Google to see what the actual quote-unquote regular seed packet size is, and when it's folded in all together, it should be 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. Unfolded with the flap, because you have a 1/2 inch quote-unquote flap, it's 5 inches. So for this, I made this 3 1/2 wide. If I were you, I would make it a little bit bigger. Now, it doesn't matter if you fold these perfect or not. I'm going to show you that in a minute. And then 9 inches long. So what I did was, this is a regular one that I have already trimmed out. Let me move this back so you guys can see a little bit better. Okay, so what I did is you're going to fold this up and leave about a 1/2 inch. Now, this is handmade. It's not going to be perfect. Lines are not going to line up. Cuts are going to be off, and it's okay because it's handmade. It makes it look better, right? Right. So, we're going to put this up here about a 1/2 inch. So when ours is done, it is not going to be perfect. And then I fold it down the middle. Then I'm going to fold your flap. So you just fold it up where your other piece of paper actually met. Fold it up. Now remember, this is like the really thin 20-pound version of the paper. If I were you, I would use at least like a 65-pound if you're going to like send them and stuff. But use whatever you have. If you have newspaper, use newspaper. It probably look pretty cool with newspaper. So then we're gonna unfold it. Now, I only did 3 1/2, and that only gave me like 1/8 of an inch to fold over. So mine is not gonna be anywhere near perfect like the ones that you would buy. So if you would like to have a finished seed packet of 3 1/2 wide, you will need to probably add at least a 1/2 inch for each side for when you fold it in. I didn't, because, well, it's a tutorial, and why would everything go perfect, right? So all you do is you're going to fold in one of the sides all the way up, all the way down. Then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now you want your folds to be relatively even, like up, like not this side to this side, but from here like to here, you kind of want them to match because we're going to notch some of this out. So when we fold it, we kind of want it to match up so that it looks halfway decent. But if it doesn't, hey, that's cool. Now we unfold everything. And since you guys aren't going to be able to probably see my lines very... Oh, you guys can actually see it. Probably better than I'll be able to. But, so here's your line. Here's a fold. Here's a fold. And then there's a fold. So, what's essentially going to happen is when we fold this up, you're going to tuck in one of these and then we're going to fold it up. So, this is technically the front. So this is the front. What we're going to do is this part and this part we're going to cut out, and then we're going to cut this, we're going to cut this, so that when we fold it up, it lays all nice and flat. Now, I go in at an angle, so this is the part that we want to discard. But if you put a little itty bitty notch triangle in it, when you fold it, you won't have any like resistance. So I notch both sides. Then you're going to cut up and meet where you just notched. Okay. So this we're going to throw away. Now we need to do the same thing to the other side. Then we're going to do the same thing up here. So if you want to have like a little bit of a notch up here to have like a nice looking fold, which is what I usually do, I notch the big part, and then you're also going to do another small notch on the side. So, small notch. And then the ones on the big flap, you kind of want them to be relatively the same, just because, you know, that's what's going to be showing. So, the rest of this is all garbage. And I have my garbage in the back, otherwise the puppy tries to eat it. So this is what we're left with. Now, this is all you have to do. This right here can be your finished seed packet. We can glue it and call it good. Now, just like that. And then here's your front. Now, what I had planned is to put in a window. So, I opened mine back up and I just got out my ruler. Now, if you have like dies and stuff, you could die cut this out and it would be a lot faster, but you don't need it. You just have to have patience. So, you can make this as big as you want. All I'm going to do is, this is a Tim Holtz ruler, but it has like it's almost like a quilting one, it looks like. So it's got the lines and stuff. So all I have to do is line up one of these lines with my fold line, and then it will give me like, let's see, like this one right here is an 1/8, 1/2 inch, 1/4, 1 inch. So I'm going to do a 1/2 inch. And of course, my lighting's not good, so I can't really see, but like this. And then I'm just gonna draw a very light line. Now you can see that my fold wasn't folded like completely perfect. That's okay. So then I'm just gonna go around and do a 1/2 inch, not an 1/8. So do 1/2 inch. Inch and 1/2 inch. Alright, so then essentially all you would do is you would cut this out, and this would be the part that you would take out. Now this one I did like a 1/2 inch on the top, 3/4 of an inch on the side, and on the bottom. So you guys, it really does not matter. It's completely up to you on how you guys would like to, how big you guys want to cut it. But just remember, if you use like cheaper paper, that it's going to be even more flimsy because now you have a big square cut out. Now I have a cold or something going on, so if I stop to drink tea or blow my, or not blow my nose, but wipe my nose, that's what's going on. So now this right here is acetate. It's like this. I bought it off of Amazon. Oh, it's food grade, so it's not as, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's food grade. It was way cheaper than buying like the actual pack. So I got this, but you can also recycle like packaging off of like, you know, note cards and stuff like that. Recycle it, use it. I buy dyes off of AliExpress, but like this kind of packaging, this is acetate. It's just a thinner acetate. So this right here, we're just going to measure it out to, you want to make sure that it covers your window completely. And then that's pretty much the only requirements. And make sure you have a little bit of an overhang. So mine is, sorry, my dog has its cone back on because she was a naughty girl. And she's trying to get underneath my table right now. So, and remember, this one does not have to be perfect because nobody's going to see it. So now if I were you, I would use some, and I have a dog hair, sorry. But if I were you, I would use some sort of heavy adhesive, and it won't matter what kind because you're not going to see it. I have this, it's double-sided adhesive from Joann's. These are like $1.99 and they work wonderful. So I'm going to put some along the edge on all 4 sides. And then I'm going to peel off my backing. And then just lay it down. So now you have a window and you'll be able to see. Now I'm already at like 10 minutes, so I'm not gonna go into all of it, but I had printed this out, so off of line. You want to make sure though that if you do sell these, that they are royalty free images. I just googled this because I'm not going to sell it. I'm literally going to keep it for myself. So I wasn't going to show you guys, but I think it's going to turn out pretty cool. And then I'm trimming out the white from my printer. Now I print out a lot of images, and I have a EcoTank Epson like 2550, and I'm not kidding you. I got the ink that was in it 2 years ago, and I still have not ran out of that ink. It is like one of the best printers I have ever had. So then all you're going to do, remember, this does not have to be cut right or cut perfect because it is not going to be seen. So then we're going to mark, I usually do like 1/8 of an inch inside of the fold, just so you don't have any problems. And then like this, and then up. Now this we want to put on the back one, on the inside. So this is the outside, and your flaps are going to fold onto the inside. So we're going to take this down, just like that. Now, if I was giving this away, I would definitely put adhesive all the way around it. And then figure out how you want it to go. Lay it on there, make sure it's not on the fold line. And then we're going to glue our flaps down. Now, I have art glitter glue because I use this a lot. This is what I use to make my albums and stuff with because it is amazing glue. But if all you have is a glue stick, use a glue stick. You're going to put glue on the entirety of the flap. And then you're going to fold in your paper. And just like that. Now you guys have an envelope. So there's one example. Now, if you made this out of like, pattern paper and cut out the window and put something else in there, that'd be pretty cool too. So that's example number 1. That's the easy one. Or less materials needed. So then I made all of these. These I made with the mini envelope punch board. I got mine at Tuesday Morning for I think maybe $6 or $7 or something. It is adorable and I love it. And this was just scrap paper that I had left over from making an album. So you can also use one of these. Now this is made out of cardstock, so you can see what the difference is between this and this. But this is another, and you don't need to have an envelope punch board to make any type of envelope. I just have one because I like it. So I'm going to show you a cheater way on how to do that. So let's say that we want this thing to be able to fit inside of our envelope. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the back, you're going to take this and you're going to put this in the center. Then we're going to trace it. And then, now remember this is cardstock, so this is kind of heavy. I'm going to fold it back so I can see the line. Like this. So then you're just going to do what I showed you before. You're going to notch out your corners. Now this is not to the right size yet. We're just getting our basics. And then we're going to fold these in and fold this up. And then just trim this off a little bit. And then you guys have your envelope. Now, if this is too much of an overhang or feels kind of thick, you guys can like trim this down and then just glue this like this. And then this thing. Well, it should fit. But it's cardstock, so it probably overfolded it. So if I were you guys, when I would make this, if this is the size you want, make sure you guys go 1/8 of an inch bigger. Or trim it down. Ta-da. But I did cut it like lopsided, so it looks like the bottom is bigger than the top. So that's another way to do an envelope. This one. So this was one that I had sketched out that I had seen online. So it's essentially the same as the first one that we had seen. You want to make sure that you have a 1/2 inch for a flap on the top and on the bottom. And then if you want this 3 1/2, if this is a 1/2 inch, that's going to make from here to here 4 inches. And then this is going to be 3 1/2 because we're going to fold this right on top of it. So then you're just going to add this to this, and this is going to be 7 1/2 inches. And then depending on how big you want this top part, so let's say that this is 1 inch, and then you also have your 1/2 inch flap on the bottom. So this is a 1/2 inch. This is a 1/2 inch. So if this is going to be 4 1/2, and you have 1 inch, so that's going to make that 5 1/2 inches. But then you also have to add your 1/2 inch flap. That's going to make this 6 inches. So then your actual piece of paper that you need is going to be 7 1/2 inches by 6 inches. Does that make sense? Oh, sorry. So if you guys need to, you guys can pause it and look at it. If you have any questions, just leave a comment down in the box, and or if it's confusing, I can always try to do another separate video on how to do this. So then all you would do was essentially the same thing. You would actually have one large piece. This part right here would have to be cut out, and then you're not going to focus on your curve until like the very last thing before you actually glue your envelope together. This right here would get notched out, and then this right here would get notched out, and you would just pretty much make this like a square and then curve it later. So that's essentially how I made the first envelope template. So here was another idea. Let's see. So this is one that I actually printed out offline, which I was thoroughly impressed with, because this right here was only 99 cents. Now it's a digital printout, and once you get it done, you would, I mean, it tells you exactly. It says do not cut this off, so this is your top flap. And then like it tells you where your fold lines are, what to glue, and this is like a 4x6 recipe style gardening envelope. I am telling you guys, 99 cents for this. And it comes in black and white, so it's like, you know, printer efficient. And I think it comes in like 2 or 3 other colors, but this one I seen it and it's got pink and green, and I was sold. So let's see. Okay. So you would literally like write out what it is, what type it is, like, you know, it's got all your info, and you can save these from year to year. So if you guys are interested in this, let me know. Oh, look. And it even like has a place for you to put like where it's purchased from, or if you got it from somebody, some notes. So when this folds up, it looks like a recipe card almost. But then you can store it probably in a 4x6 shoebox, like a photo shoebox, and you can have them from year to year. Now, this one is a mini one, so, and this one's got like actual pictures on it. It's got, looks like words, but it's shrunk down so much that you can't really read it. But this would be awesome if you were going to, you know, just give it like a couple of seeds, you know, of each thing. But it's got a couple of flowers on the top. And then it's got some vegetables. Now, this was like, I don't know, $2, I think. So it's essentially the same thing. You would cut your square out. This would be tedious to put together, but it would definitely be cute. But I would not print this on cardstock. I would print this on like 32 or 24 poundish, not cheap paper, but not cardstock paper. And then these are another one that was on Etsy that I found. It was only a couple of dollars, but this is essentially, I didn't see that, but this is essentially the template that I just showed you guys how to make. So you guys can put on whatever pictures you guys want. Just make sure you guys cut it to what you want. You know what I mean? So. Now, I don't know how to do like the flowers and stuff. I think it's like Photoshopped or something. And I do not have Photoshop. I'm working on getting an iPad so I can do like Procreate and stuff. And then I can get me a Cricut and make myself some stickers and whatnot. Now, Paula is obsessed with my vellum envelope that I made for her notebook. So I thought I would show you guys. Now, this is the vellum that I have. It's the Reese brand. Sorry for the glare, guys. It's 65 pounds and it's 50 sheets, and I think I paid $10 on Amazon. So there's different thicknesses and stuff. Now this stuff is very, it's like, it's not transparent, but it's not completely like opaque either. And it's very fragile. It's not thick like a thick 65-pound cardstock, but it is thicker, just a little bit thicker though than like a cheap paper. But it's got a different texture and it crumples. So let me get a. So I have and have had for a while a digital printout by Genevieve Designs. And it's called Floral Whimsy. And if anybody knows me, I am completely obsessed with floral prints. So, this is one of them that I printed out on vellum. Now, if you print this out with an inkjet printer, you have to let it dry a little bit before you go to play with it. Otherwise, it'll come off on your fingers. So, this is one that I printed out for us to play with. And if I can get it off the paper, this is the other one. So I'm going to use my mini envelope maker, and I have like a mini cutter and also a mini scoreboard. If you guys plan on doing crafties and stuff, I suggest investing in a mini cutter, which is something like this. This was like $4 or $5, I think, regular price at Hobby Lobby. But like I said, when they do their All Paper Studio, which is their brand, 50% off, it's like $2 or $3. And then I have this. I think I paid $11 for it, but it was well worth it. So, and then this is my little envelope mini punch board. Oh, okay. So I am going to make the biggest one that they have, and it says that it's going to be for a 4x4. So we have to start out with a 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 piece of paper. So that's what we're going to do first. We are going to get a 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 piece of paper. Now, this is the way it's supposed to go. I do it upside down because then I can see everything better. So, first things first, we need to take off the white part. Just for me. Now, you'll notice that my my edges aren't even. It's from when it feeds into the printer, it kind of moves a little bit. So I just make sure I even it up. So you don't have to just cut off the little bit of white. I mean, I literally just take off a piece so that it's cut right. Then I'm going to turn it the other way because I want to make sure that I'm not counting the white part as my 6 1/4. Let me double check that. Yep, 6 1/4. So here's 6, and then here's a half. So in the middle is 6 1/4. Like this, and then I hold the paper up against the edge, and then just cut. And then I am going to cut off one of the white edges. And then I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to cut off the other white edge. Remember, I'm not looking for exact white edge, I'm just looking for a cutoff. And then we're going to cut this down to 6 1/4 this way. And then I hold it up against the back, push down, and cut. Now, all of these little pieces I throw away, and then the other pieces will get saved and I will use them for other stuff. Then it says to score at 1 3/8, or not 3 1/8. I'm starting to get tired, guys. So 3 1/8. So all you do is take your paper and you're going to slide it underneath of your pusher and line it up at 3 1/8 over here. Now this little bone folder, it comes with it. It actually has a spot for it. So you're going to push down and then you're going to crease. Now this is a vellum, so you want to be very careful not to push too hard. Now it's not going to go all the way to the end, and that's okay because once we put this in here, it's going to notch it out. Now you only use that 3 1/8 for your first score, and then you're going to take this little presser foot, which you guys can't see it, but there's like a little foot right here. You guys are going to take that and you guys are going to line it up in your score mark. So we're going to do one of these. So it should look like this. Once it's lined up and you got it pushed all the way up to the top, you're going to push down and then score it again. Now I score it back and forth a couple of times, but I do not press hard. And then again. So it looks like I was off just a little bit. So all I'm going to do is take this and notch it out. And then this goes back in here just like this so that you don't lose it. So then we're going to fold in our sides. Now you guys can, it actually has a rounding edge rounder capability as well. Sorry, I'm trying to see the folds. This stuff is very like thin and fragile and I don't want to break it, but this top part, it actually has an insert right up here in the top that you can put your piece in, and then it will round your corner for you. So, we'll round it, then I will fold the top. Alright. And then you have to be kind of careful with vellum though, because vellum, you can pretty much see everything through it. So I am going to use a little bit of, actually I think I'm going to use tape. So I'm only going to put it just a little bit on here and a little bit on here. Now you want to be mindful of where your stuff actually meets so that you don't close your, so you don't glue this to this or up here, like the smaller envelopes, like this one, like you can glue it all the way up to the top. So this, take this, and then but because you have it printed, it kind of hides it. I don't know if you guys can really see it or not, but you can see it a little bit. I can see it a little bit. Now you can round all of your edges, but I usually don't, just the one on the top. So then here's your pocket. And then I actually pulled out some stuff so that we could have a little bit of fanciness to it, because, I mean, why not? So I made this stuff out of my scraps. This, I have a word die. This came out of one of my other, my dies. This is actually like a negative piece that comes out. And then I just used my heart punch to punch that. This is a leftover piece out of some of the stuff I made for a journal. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to trim it in half, and then, let's see, I like this one. I'll go with this one, I guess. And then trim it down a little bit. And then I'm going to make a flag out of it. So all you do is find the middle, and then go up as far as you want to make your ends. And then you're going to take your end over here and meet it at the top of your cut that you just made. So, like this. And then you're going to go to the other side, and then you're going to do the same thing, and then pull it out, and you have a flag. So, then you guys just kind of play around and see what you like. I actually need white in the back or something. And I don't know how to edit videos yet, so this is going to be whatever it's going to be, guys. Oh yeah. So then I'm going to take my art glitter glue. I'm going to put some on the white piece, and we'll do this. And then I'm going to put some on that purple heart, or the purple flowered piece. And then we're going to offset it just a little bit, just like this. And then my edges aren't perfect, so I'm going to take this little heart piece, and we're going to put it over here at a little Jolly Whoppered angle. And then we're going to put us a little gold heart, because, I mean, sorry guys, but everything's better with gold. And then we're going to put that right in the middle. And then I have this, it says lovely. And then I'm just going to hit the tops and like just a couple of places, because you can't really cover it all in glue unless you did like made like a sticker thing out of it, and I don't have that to make it. And then we're gonna flip her over, and then I think I'm gonna just lay it right on top. So then you're gonna have to, now I put it on like the tops and on the bottom of all of my letters, and then I just hold it. Now it is a wet glue, so you still have to kind of hold it, but if you like seep out a little bit, it dries like matte and clear, so it's awesome. And then I think I'm going to put this, another heart. I'm going to put it up here. top of my little envelope. And then, since I'm on odd, I like everything in odd numbers, I'm going to put another one down here, Jolly Whopper, like this. So then, this is this envelope. Ta-da. And then, I actually have one more, and since I'm already over half an hour, I figure why not, right? It's going to get loud though, because I'm going to use my little mini sewing machine. I got mine, I don't know, 10 or 11 years ago maybe at, I think this was Big Lots. But literally, this is what it is. Ooh. So it's a little itty bitty mini one. I have not figured out how to change my like color of thread yet. So this right here is a 2 inch wide by 2 inch tall by 3 inches wide. This right here is actually cut out from a Polaroid die that I die cut. So this is literally like extra pieces of paper. So I'm going to take this, and this I want to be one of my flaps. So I'm actually just going to sew this on here. I'm not even going to glue it. And I want to go about an inch. So I'm going to go down to about here. And then I'm going to do one row at the top and one row at the bottom. It's got white in it right now. So that's what I'm going to leave it at. Put my presser foot down. And then this does have a foot pedal. But it also has a... oh, and it's already starting to mess up. Which I kind of thought was going to happen. So we're not going to use that. But I was going to go all the way around. But we'll just go regular. Because that's how we roll. I am going to use this though, so that it really holds. I'm going to do 2 lines. And actually I'm going to put it on the inside, so then when we fold it... oh, let's see. I put it on the wrong side. Because I was going to put it on this side, so then it would be on the inside, and then it wouldn't really have a thing on the back, so I'd still have the polka dots. But that's okay. We'll just put her on the back and go with the flow. This is what crafting is, guys. Like, literally, you guys just trial and error until something works or something doesn't. And most of the time it doesn't work, and then you just keep moving forward. So, I am going to line this up on my mat, just so I can kind of have a straight line. But that's only if I actually cut it straight, and let's be real. And then I'm going to take my glue, just because I can do a very thin line. Like I said, I was going to be all fancy smancy, and sew it. So you want to leave one open so that you can actually, you know, get your seeds in the top. And then I'm going to add a little fancy too. I got a 1.5 inch scallop puncher. I'm going to put this in here, go about 1/3 of the way, punch it out, and it's off. It's not even straight, but that's okay. Then we're going to line it up with the bottom and go with the top. And then I'm going to round my corners. And I actually have a corner rounder, but I'm going to show you guys that it can be done without a corner rounder. And then this glue, you always have to make sure you put your little stopper on the top, otherwise it starts to clog. So then you fold it over And now you have your envelope. Now, this is the, like when you got stuff like that, because I used cardstock, if you like bone fold it over, sometimes it helps. So if you put some trim and stuff here, actually, I told you I had planned on getting all sorts of fancy for you guys, but I also didn't want this to take forever. But now Stacy has ideas, so, and then we'll put us some, oh, got one of my things didn't come out. And then we'll put the little bits of blue. I hope my voice doesn't sound too bad. I feel like it's going out. I've got a lot of people sick at work, and I have a feeling that I have something that somebody else had. And then we'll just put this on here, like so. And then, actually, we'll put this one down at the bottom, like this. Because, I mean, why not? And then, I told you guys I'm all about the gold hearts. Like gold stars, gold hearts, gold everything. So here's our last one. Yeah, look at that. Whew, love it. And then it's got a little thing here. Now my glue's probably not going to be dried, but after it dries you kind of want to, like, you know, try to help your envelope become a little bit more flexible so that it doesn't get torn. But I mean, it's a good size envelope and it looks so cute. Huh. So guys, that's all I got for you today. Maybe next time on my tutorial my sewing machine will cooperate with me. If not, it'll be the same thing. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this very, very much. And if you did, please give me a like, a thumbs up, a like, comment, subscribe if you guys like what I have to offer. And don't forget to check out my wife's channel, which is Just Living. It's capital J-U-S, capital J, lowercase U-S-T, and then living is capital L-I-V-I-N-G. And I am actually on there all the time. This is just our crafty side. So if you guys have any ideas for another tutorial, what you guys would like to see, please leave comments down in the description box below. And also, if you guys are interested in journals, I will put the email address where you can contact me to get customized journals through. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I don't know, I just love you all. So thanks for watching, and I hope you guys come back, and I will see you guys next time. Remember to be kind and love one another, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for stopping by.